today I'm talking to Emma. Hi, Emma.
Hi there.
And we are talking about keeping sessions safe and healthy, which is the topic of our second module of cooking from scratch with young children. So, Emma, I wonder if you could tell us what sort of thing would have to be happening in a stay and play session for you to turn around and walk away.
Well, I guess when it comes to cooking with children, I mean, as we sort of discussed a bit in the training, I've never been to a stay and play session because my baby is a lockdown baby. But yeah, with cooking, I guess if it was using lots of kind of sharp knives, sort of inappropriate tools for cooking that I just felt that was unsafe, hot water, ovens, all that kind of stuff. I couldn't really imagine how that you can make that safe really with children. And that's the kind of thing that would have worried me, I guess.
When you were thinking about, cooking with kids, did you feel like that was the sorts of thing that you would have to navigate before we started talking about it?
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't really understand how you could run it, I guess, with giving them enough control and independence that they feel like they're participating, but still keeping them safe. So how they could be chopping vegetables when they're 18 months old without you worrying they're going to cut their fingers off, or how you were going to cook something without thinking they're all going to try and get in the oven, etc. Because it's hard enough when you've got one baby, but or small child, but when you've got 5 or 6 or more, I just thought, well, how's that going to work without it just being complete unsafe chaos?
And what did unsafe chaos? And so what did you pick up when you were doing the training about safe chaos?
Well, I guess it was interesting. There was some stuff sort of addressing the main issues I had, and then there was other stuff I hadn't even thought about. So the first one, I guess, is that there are really appropriate tools that you can use to do things like chopping that aren't necessarily sharp knives. So we talked about using scissors for lots of things, which obviously is a lot more manageable for small children. And then different ways maybe of processing vegetables and things. So like grating of stuff that you might not have thought about grating before. So yeah, and then obviously they don't necessarily have to be using tools all the time. There's other stuff they could do that doesn't involve that, especially if they're really little, like kneading and mixing and stuff like that, which obviously is completely safe. And it was interesting hearing that you've actually tried lots of different kinds of knives and things, and there are things that are safer than others that you've kind of tried and tested over the years. The other thing was adapting recipes, or sort of actually a lot of recipes you can cook without needing to use boiling water. If you use an oven, it might just be right at the last stage, so actually the kids don't need to be anywhere near the hot oven and stuff. You can do most of it all the way up to the point, and then someone else just takes it away and puts it in the oven. Other things I'd not really thought about, like using sort of kid-friendly furniture as well, because obviously to make sure that they're kind of everything's at a level that's accessible for them. So I suppose I'm starting to find that more now with my baby as he becomes a toddler as well, that actually having things down at his level that's sort of easily accessible is a lot safer and easier than him trying to climb on things.
And it all links in with we talk in module 1 about things being fun and enjoyable for adults as well as for kids. So it all sort of links in that sometimes you do so much to make things feel accessible for young children that it's all down on the floor, and then the adult spends their whole time just kind of leaning over and feeling like they're a spare part. But actually that's more the case, I think, with little chairs. Little chairs make me feel really demeaned. But down on the floor there's a whole different vibe, and actually you can just sprawl out then, and a tired adult gets to sprawl out as well. So not necessarily, it's still, you don't lose the attention of the tired adults just because you've put things on the floor. And like you say, now you're starting to see it with a toddler, that actually maybe if you start on the floor, there's nowhere else to go.
And I suppose it's sort of making it so it's, like you say, not difficult, not everything's so tiny that the adult can't participate, but also that it's safe enough that the adult doesn't have to spend their whole time just holding a child on an adult chair.
Absolutely.
Which also wouldn't be that fun.
And both of those things have worked in sessions, to be honest. Right low down on the floor and up on highest chairs, both work. So it's a lot of it's about looking at your own situation and assessing the whole risk of your own situation. So,
and then I guess the final thing really was just in terms of healthy cooking. I really appreciated when you guys were saying that how it all sort of started was because you were just over making fairy cakes and more cakes and things, because it is a weird thing. You spend your whole time trying to cook healthy food for your family, and then when you look at a lot of kids cooking books, it's then just like loads of trash that you wouldn't really want them to be eating the whole time. It's like fine every now and again, but yeah, so I suppose it's just thinking about that, of like trying to emphasize lots of fruit and veg and whole grains and minimal sugar where possible and things like that. It was a nice thing about Kids Kitchen that, again, I hadn't really even considered was possible, because you sort of just assume that all kids cooking is going to be cookies and fairy cakes, and that's pretty much it.
Isn't it funny that that's the assumption we have when fruit is so pretty?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's still very colourful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emma, and we can talk more about this in our module 2, keeping sessions safe and healthy. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.